Hi everyone, I'm Tom Berg from TomBergVoice.com, and in this edition of EiA2nm in Action, we'll be discussing key components for safe singing. Now, people all over the world may disagree about what constitutes beautiful singing, but very few people would disagree with these three steps. They include torso anchoring, or support, head and neck anchoring, which essentially involves alignment, and false vocal fold retraction, which involves open throat. So let's look at those three different components. When you're thinking about high-intensity singing, we want to shift the effort to the bigger vocal structures or the bigger full body structures so we can release the effort associated with the larynx. You have to remember the vocal folds are the size of your thumbnails, and we're asking a lot of those little vocal folds. So when you're thinking about loud singing, high singing, or fast singing, you want to reinforce a couple things. You want to think of lowering your shoulder blades and lightly engaging your pec muscles as you are going for high notes or for loud notes. We'll call that torso anchoring. So you can practice this at home, singing while relaxed, and then singing while you're engaging your torso. You can almost imagine that you have oranges under your armpits and you're squeezing the orange juice. Or you're pulling your hands apart. That's another good way to access torso anchoring. Our second step is head and neck anchoring. In addition to lengthening the cervical spine, you also want to be engaging work in the center of your head. It's hard to find or hard to feel, so you can use some things as reference points. If you can, you want to think of raising your ears. Or you can think of a slight sneer. Not to the threshold of flaring your nostrils so much, but you want to think of a lift just under the cheeks. That, in combination with the torso anchoring, really provides solidity to the sound. The third step is your false vocal fold retraction, essentially opening the throat and minimizing that grunting sensation, the cough, tickle, scratch that might happen on high notes. How you can find this is if you cover your ears with your fingers, and I want you to breathe in and out silently through your mouth. Now you want to breathe in and out audibly, like you're at the doctor and you have a stethoscope on your chest. So you're doing, while still covering your ears. Now inhale like you have an asthma attack. And then go back to that silent breathing. If you do that exercise a couple times, you'll feel different changes in the throat. Some people feel narrowing sort of this direction, some people will feel narrowing in this direction, where they're pressing down. But essentially I want you to feel the difference between the open throat sensation and a sort of grunting, which yields a cough, a tickle, a scratch in the sound. And in the EiA2nm voice training system, we practice those isolated movements in the context of just breath and tone. But for the purpose of this video, I want you to think of those concepts as sort of the foundations of healthy singing before you even start. To review, you're going to set up the system with your torso anchoring, making sure that you're in good alignment and engaging the torso more in high-intensity singing. Step 2 is head and neck anchoring. We're lengthening the cervical spine and having a sense of lift in both the face and the ears that usually yields a sense of effort, good effort in the center of the head. The third step is maintaining the silent breath, the open throat, or the retracted false vocal fold position. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please feel free to share it with your friends around the world, and I look forward to seeing you on the next edition of EiA2nm in Action.